Hey guys, what's going on? You know, it's kind of ironic, for the 2024 uh, holiday season for me to be online, to defend myself, once again, because of all the things that's been going on, particularly in the area of the Illinois Department of Human Rights. And I'm talking about a lady by the name of Sandra Kelley. She's the Human Rights Investigator 3, for the Illinois Department of Human Rights and the Fair Housing Division. And what she says is that she's neutral, but I want to refer to a case or a complaint that I filed in July 2022. And most recently, the reason why I'm saying is Miss Kelley, I never met her. I made gestures to meet her in person, because that's what I figure. Dialogue. Let me see who you are, know who you are, your character, who are you? I don't even know if you an investigator. I don't even know where you're from. You called on the phone, and I want the call to be recorded because I don't want nothing to be said. You said this, you didn't say this, this is what you meant. See, this is my tone, this is my character. This is a professional businessman. I also told you that I certified a letter to you, a folder, had 20 pages in there. Almost 2 years ago, you say you never got it, even though somebody in your building signed for it. See, these are harassing. I don't know what's going on with this lady, man. I don't know, some kind of sisterhood. You sound like, Sandra Kelley sounds like she's on drugs or she's drunk. She don't even sound professional. Listen, let me tell you something kind of strange and unusual, right? Sandra Kelley called me December the 19th, 2024, approximately 9:30 a.m. through 10 o'clock a.m. Make note of this, it's very important. I was at 801 South Paulina Street in Chicago, Illinois, at the UIC Dentistry, to have oral surgery. Listen, this was like a man. But while I was in the lobby, she just coincidentally, after 2 years' time, out of all the times that she hadn't called me, 6 days before Christmas, you called me and harassed me and was abusive. I'm a senior citizen, man. I'm disabled. I asked you also, can I record this call? You said no. But what you don't know is that the call was on speaker. And everybody else heard. And they heard my hyper. They heard my tenseness. They heard the aggravation. My blood pressure was up. You were saying some very derogatory things, insinuating derogatory things. See, so let's say this here. I didn't record you, but maybe someone out of those 15, 20 people recorded you. See, maybe there were other investigators there, and you got all kind of investigators. Because, see, you got to understand something. When people want to know what's being done and what's being said, they go by facts, even the streets. See, everybody want to know. Because when people make decisions about things, they got to make decisions according to the evidence, like what you're supposed to be doing. See, instead of playing games. Listen, even the people in the back heard, because my appointment's at 9:45. When I came in there, they had to sit in the chair. They took my blood pressure. The lady told me it was all right, but it wasn't. I felt them standing behind me, man, for 15, 20 minutes. Because they needed my blood pressure to come down. Because I was hyper. You was attacking me with what somebody said. Now, this is what you said. You never said who said it, by the way. See, this is what I'm saying. It's real simple. I was illegally evicted, right? 2 years ago. And at the time that I was illegally evicted, they were supposed to, but COVID management was supposed to give me a document stating why, according to the contract they signed with HUD. And they didn't. Now, when you figured it out, and then you also, if you say you didn't say it, you're lying, because you also made a statement to the Chicago Human Relations in reference to the same thing, in writing by the attorneys. We don't have to, according to the Chicago Municipal Code. You was adamant about that. See, what you're trying to do is exempt me from the law, like the law doesn't apply to me. Because we're dealing with facts here. You come back 2 years later harassing me and abusive 6 days before Christmas while I'm about to do oral surgery. I'm 65 years old saying what somebody said. They said that I walked in an apartment on them while one guy had another potential tenant to see an apartment, which we don't have his name. And I came and walked in, 63 years old, disabled, and said homophobic slurs to these two guys. Do that make sense? And what did they do? Just say, oh, would you please leave, sir? Or what sounds normal for a person to do something like that? They'll beat the shit out of them. That's what they would do. 63 years old, disabled, and I walked in the apartment and said something. Do that make any sense? See, not only does it not make sense what you said, you didn't say who said it. See, they said. But the thing is that now it's becoming transparent, like I said, what you're doing. And the reason why I gave you that address at the UIC 801 South Paulina, Chicago, Illinois, on the third floor, UIC dentistry on the third floor from 9:30 a.m. to 10 o'clock a.m. Okay, December the 19th. Yeah. See, because the investigators, they can go there and get that log and see who was all there, and they can contact those people that was on that thing. Yeah, because they heard it. See how I go, man? See, people look like, man, this nobody want to hear this because you don't get a lot of, views of this. That's not what the point is. This is like a journal, like documentation, man. When you doing, see, I don't want to wait and go somewhere, then you try to figure out everything is in your head and you never said it. See, these things I can refer to because it's said. It's in the video, and it's a date and time on this. Sandra Kelley sounds like she's on drugs. See, listen, you can't bring the hood, man, and that sisterhood stuff, man, into a place of business, man, and take it upon yourself because of your friend, your sister, your girlfriend, because somebody falls out with your cousin, your mama, your daughter, your sister, your niece, or whatever. It don't work like that. You can't fist the laws to make them work for yourself, man. Something is really, really outrageous going on here, man. And you guys are wrong. And like I said, once again, Sandra Kelley, I have never met her. Over all this period of time, she contacted me, harassed me before Christmas. Like I said, that's abuse. You can't say you didn't do it as witnesses. You wasn't supposed to call me, man. What if I went back there and my blood pressure was hyper, right? And they didn't take my blood pressure properly. Say like the thing was miscalibrated, the blood pressure machine. And they gave me this shot. And because of my blood pressure being up like that, and I could have had a heart attack or a stroke. Because of you. See? That's what people do. When you accuse people of something that they didn't do, the average person gonna feel insulted. And they'll be angry. And they will be hyper. And they will be loud. And it seems like that's what you did on intent. You said you was neutral. But then when I got home, I talked to you. Then you told me that the COVID management stated that they didn't even know I had a service dog. 2 years later. How convenient. You didn't say that 2 years ago. You're saying it now. See, that's what doesn't make sense. They say they didn't have, they said that they didn't know. How would you not know that I have a service dog? Did I pay a pet fee? Because if you don't, you got to pay a pet fee when you go in. How you going to explain that then? That's what she did then. But you neutral. See, and you're calling and you're lying. They didn't say that. The maintenance man didn't know. How would he know? She had a vest on that says it. So then she told me, do you have a letter from a doctor, say the ESA, stating that you have a medical condition that requires a service dog? No, an assistant animal. And I say, she's not an assistant animal. She's protected under the ADA. She's a service dog. No, you need a letter of ESA. They say you never submitted a letter of medical condition saying this is what I'm saying, but you're neutral. But you're talking to me like you're representing the COVID management. But you say you're neutral. I say, listen, ma'am, did you do your homework before you called me? No, because we're going back and forth. I'm telling you, this dog is protected under the ADA. And she's self-reported and she's self-trained. Legally, I have that right. Did you look up this before you call? No, I'm asking you, do you have an ESA? So, Mr. Gary, you're arguing with me and so on. So I said, no, ma'am. I said, you're arguing with me. I said, I'm trying to explain to you the difference. Listen, we're not talking about your condition, right? We're talking about my condition. So I need to know about my condition, right? So I'm trying to explain to you the things that relevant me in my condition, but you're trying to tell me about my condition. See, once again, you're an investigator. See, you're not the doctor, and you're not the judge, and you're not a lawyer. You're an investigator. But we're going back and forth because you're not listening to me. I hear what you're saying. So let's break this down slow, Miss Kelley. Like I said, an ESA is an emotional support animal. Those dogs are for psychological, emotional, and mental conditions, right? Like PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. See, that's in the field of mental. See, ADA is protected under the Americans with Disability Act. Okay, those are physical ailments, like what I have, spinal stenosis. These dogs are trained for particular reasons, like people who walk with the stick, with the blind people. My dog in this case is for mobility. Dog with medication distribution. Dogs had trained to go get their owner's medications, things like that. Dogs are trained for a particular subject, man. And this is what I was trying to explain to you, but you weren't trying to hear me. An ADA and an ESA is two different animals, man. But you kept going on and on and on and on. And I said, listen, I'm finna go pull this information up, man. I'm gonna find it somewhere. And I'm gonna send it to you. But don't contact me no more. See, you make a decision or they hire another investigator. Like I said, I never have met you in person. See, I like to meet people in person. You talking over the phone like I'm your boyfriend or your ex-husband or your baby daddy or something. See? And what I did, I found it. I found the information. An ESA is an emotional support animal, like I said, which requires a doctor or a physician or, surgeon. For mental or psychiatrist or therapist, stating what the condition is, right? ADA is self-reported, and they protected. A service dog is protected. So if you got a medical condition, with a service animal, you can use a cane, which sometimes I use a cane, but I slipped with a cane before because the concrete was uneven when I was walking in the ice one day. And I was walking past this garage ramp, and I slid all the way down the ramp. I didn't hurt myself because I hit with my elbows, but my elbows were sore. But I hit, and when you hit, yeah, I remember that impact. So it depends on my pain level, and it depends on the weather, on how I use the different, devices that I have. She has a brace that's made into a vest. She had 3-4 different kind of vests. I have different kind of things to use. It depends on, like I say, the conditions. And if my pain level is from 6 to 10, then I use those conditions. Or if I'm going for a long distance. But sometimes it's inconvenient for me to have her with me if I got to carry bags if I'm on the bus. So if I got to go walk a block, I can walk a block. As long as it's not from a long distance. But what I'm saying is, if I was to sit down and talk with Sandra Kelley or the professionals, because that's what we did. Yeah, sat down with the judge, sat down with the attorneys, with the educators. It was a lot of people. It was a panel of people. It was like a deposition, man. And you had mediators there. We weren't just talking, we was talking about a lot of stuff, about the organizations and stuff, because they knew the organization that I was a part of. Because I was going through the system, getting my life together back then. So they knew the people. And they knew me from what I was saying. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You can't judge people by what people say without giving people the opportunity to introduce themselves, man. Because now you can be sued, see? And what you're trying to do is to try to, convict me for what you think or the information that you got. You've been misinformed, man. And sometimes y'all just got to accept that you've been misinformed for whatever reason. People lie, man, because they're jealous or for whatever reason. They hate or whatever reason, or because maybe they think that in their head for real. They try to relate you to things from 40 years ago. You can't do that, man. You don't have no evidence of those things. People need contact. Once again, you need contact. You need people. You see people around here? Do you ever see people around here? Do you ever see me with anybody other than my dog? See? So how are you going to connect people to something? You go to the store, people harass me. They want me to put something in my pocket. These people follow me like every move you make. Because you got to clean up what you done messed up, man. You illegally evicted me, man. 63 years old, left stuff in the alley. Didn't have the money, man, to be moving, to pay movers. I had to leave things. I had to move to this dilapidated apartment that had rats and all kind of stuff in it, man. The tub was messed up. And I got pictures and videos of everything. I'm not lying. See, I didn't do anything to be subject to those things, man. See, so listen, I'm entitled as a citizen of the United States for who my sexual preference is or who I like or what. Listen, if a woman coming by me, I like a Christmas tree. The sissies or the homosexuals next door to me, across the hall, this and that and other, because you walking around in your drawers and you been over showing your booty, you don't have what she got. Listen, man, for you who don't know, let me say this to you, man. A man, when he focuses on a woman, it's not a sexual act. Sex is part of it, but it's not a sexual act. I'm talking about real people. I'm not talking about people who trying to bust a nut, man. When you see a female, when a man, I'm trying to tell you something, so you won't be confused. So let me just tell you something. When a man sees any kind of woman, the first instinct is not sexual. Sex is that you trying to meet the person first, right? And through the media and this flirting and all kind of other stuff or whatever, but ain't nobody trying to park on a side street and get a blowjob. Ain't nobody trying to meet somebody and just have sex. That's how the homosexuals think, man. The ones that I'm seeing. That it's a sexual act, like you don't want this, look at this. See, it's to them it's visual. Why would you want something like that? That's a woman. And that's what you don't get, man. Heterosexuals not interested, man. I'm talking about straight up heterosexuals not interested. It's not a sexual act, man. And so when women come around, and see the thing is with heterosexuals, they won't even know that the homosexuals be on that. No, because they're not paying attention to them. But they're paying attention to you. Like I told you, when that maintenance lady used to come, I used to always mess with her. Yeah, but it wasn't going to go nowhere because she was married. But I used to always mess with her. Matter of fact, any of the women. Yes. But that's how it is, man. But you can't lay here and turn around and start creating all this other stuff now, man, and saying that he was homophobic and he called us and cussed us out and Evelyn, whatever her name is, and this lady wasn't even working there. And the papers come to find out she left the country. You brought that to me too. Sandra Kelley brought that to me about what Evelyn said. I said something over the phone to them. I never said anything over the phone to these people. You listen, the character that you guys had is who you trying to say who I am. You don't have anything in writing. The whole dialogue going back and forth through email is cordial. There was no profane. There was nothing wrong said. It's in the emails. The emails describe the dialogue and the tone. You can't make that go away, man, because I got all of it over there. Everything that I'm saying is in writing and it's over here, and I got it in my hands and I got it on the drive. How you going to explain that? Yep. Can't explain none of it, man. And like I said, once again, Sandra Kelley sounds like she's on drugs, man. She's drunk. Or either she's a patsy, man. Because, see, behind the scenes, it's homosexuality and it's racism. But they got to hide the homosexuality and racism, and they have to use her, a black woman. And that's something she probably don't even want to do. I don't know. Maybe she do. Maybe she don't. But the thing is that if she's doing it unwillingly, it's because they got something on her. Like her son or her nephew or her boyfriend, somebody. Got caught with drugs or whatever. We're going to send them away for drugs or give them some time if you don't do what we tell you to do. They do that, yeah. They do that a lot. Do you think? I think it's a possibility because she got too much energy, man. She got too much negative energy, and it's like you talking to somebody stupid. Why y'all think all black people, man, that's just plain stupid and uneducated because they poor? You can just treat them any kind of way, man. Do anything. See, the thing is, you can fight with me all day long, but you can't fight with the facts and you can't fight with the paperwork. And the thing is that, I'm going to say this again in closing, it's all kind of investigators. So you remember that. It's all kind of investigators. That's why when I be on the phone, I be loud. Because I know how God works, man. See, it was there people there on my behalf too, and I ain't know it, but they was there. Who? I don't know. Because that's how God works. Just like you knew when you called me on that phone and you knew I was going to be there and it was people that was sitting around in your behalf, it was people probably sitting there in my behalf too. That's how God works. They heard the whole conversation, man. See? That's how it is, man. So, and once again, you don't want to re-record it. You want to beat me up and don't want nobody to know about it. See? You want to verbally beat me up and you didn't want anybody to know. That was a mistake, man. Yeah. That was a mistake. Because like I say, I didn't record, but maybe somebody else did. See? Like I said, there's a log there. 801 South Paulina Avenue, December the 19th, from 9 a.m. till 10 a.m. on the 3rd floor. It's the checkout time for people's names checking in and checking out that day. They were sitting right there. Anybody can go attain that file for that day and see every name that was on there and ask about that conversation in the lobby. And like I say, somebody could have been sitting there with their phone. They could have even been recording. I didn't record it. Because like you say, you don't want to be recorded. Maybe somebody else wanted to record it. That's how I go, man. Peace. Yeah, it's also kind of messed up that, this case and file number has a 23 on there, which I'm assuming the charge in the hood number starts with a 23, which means 2023. So let's be clear about something. This case is from July 2022. See, I think they did that so they can run more time. So I got to dig in these letters because I just not noticed it as I'm doing these videos because this case was 2022. Why would it have 23 on there? And once again, my jaw swole, because of that oral surgery that I had. But I'm just looking at this paperwork. So I have to look into that too, just to show you what the government is doing. The bureaucrat of the government, like Donald Trump was saying, like the bureaucrats do what they want to do to make it fit them.